Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football, welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well today. This is video 1 of 1. I did tell you guys yesterday, if you were here for it and you got the message, that there was going to be 1 video today, not 2, but we are back to the normal schedule from tomorrow. And today, we got tons to cover. This might be a long video. I'm not going to stop, and then whenever I stop, I stop. So I don't know what the size of this video is, but it could be long. Anyway, I'll try and condense it as much as possible. We've had so much happen today, especially tonight. This evening has been... well, I wouldn't say nuclear bombs, but it's been big enough to make it a massive story. And in terms of what has actually happened, there's tons to cover. So we'll get to that. As I've said, make sure you guys are subscribed and hit that notification bell to be notified. That way here tomorrow you are here for a double upload. So make sure you guys are here for that. Let's get cracking. The big elephant in the room is what has gone down tonight. And tonight it is none other than Mason Mount. We got Fabrizio Romano earlier on today telling us that there was going to be a goodbye video that would be released by Mason Mount. And lo and behold, tonight we got it. Now, the reaction has been very interesting. For me, I'm not kicking up a fuss. I'm not going crazy. I've seen many Chelsea fans explode. I'm not exploding. But there are 2 things. One is what we've seen tonight backs my point up about loyalty. Don't expect it. Right? Don't expect it. Not to say it doesn't exist. It exists. But it's very rare. And it's the odd player. Here and there. That's it. No, not anyone else. And the ones sometimes that you think are loyal may look loyal. But the club isn't their first priority. Not like the player that's rare where the club is his priority. No matter what. Anyway. That's 1. 2, look, if this was Kai Havertz, I'd have no problem. No problem. No problem. And realistically, I don't have a problem with Mason Mount, right? But I expected more. I'll be lying if I say if I come here tonight and tell you guys that I wasn't disappointed. I'd be lying. Much like Stormzy said when he was telling Wiley, I'm disappointed. And then he waited, and then a second video dropped, and he's like, yo, Wiley, I'm still disappointed. Is how I am feeling towards Mason Mount tonight after his goodbye video was put out. Let's get into it. Here's Fabrizio telling us what has gone down. Here's the latest. This was the video that's on Mason Mount's Instagram, as well as his socials. Mason Mount to Chelsea fans. And it's this video with his blonde hairstyle, which we'll get to in a sec. But it's captioned so you guys can go and watch it. It's a minute and 15 seconds long. And this is where I want to say I'm disappointed. Because for a player that's been at Chelsea for 18 years, or maybe just a little less, because he's been at the club since 8, he's 24, 25, he's 25 now. So 17 years, maybe you could say 18, let's just round it up and call it 18. He said 18 in this video anyway, he knows best, he's Mason Mount. 18 years, I expected just more emotion, I expected more words from the heart. This was read off a script. And yes, I understand some people want things on paper because they want to remember everything. But even then, it's like the best man reading a speech at his at the wedding of his best friend or his brother or whoever, right? There's going to be a script. There's going to be what you've put down on paper. But you're going to... You can tell it's come from the heart. You can tell maybe he takes a little detour and he starts to say words from the heart because it reminds him of something. There was nothing. Mason come out and yeah, thanked those at the academy. Neil Bath in particular, as well as someone else who's affiliated with the academy. His ex-managers, Frank, Graham, Thomas, the 3 that managed him. His teammates. But I'm surprised he didn't give more attention to the ones that this video is supposed to be aimed at. I understand Mason Mount's not happy with Chelsea. This is why I'm not expecting flipping sunshine and rainbows in this goodbye message. But this goodbye message isn't meant to be to Todd Bowley. this goodbye message isn't to the new ownership or whoever you've got a problem with at Chelsea. I understand right now Mason Mount might be feeling like, yeah, I'm going to leave Chelsea. Yeah, I am. I understand that, right? Negotiations haven't gone well. Things have broken down. Things are broken, not just broken down. They're broken. Done, right? I get that. But this video is to the supporters only. And supporters only in the context of away from the club. But your teammates, your ex-managers and all that included, of course, because they're the ones that helped you get to where you are today. Absolutely agree. He didn't really mention the supporters. It's actually mad. At the end, he goes, and you guys. Yeah, and? You know, he said one thing he was honest about in that was that, yeah, this move to Man United, even though it's going to upset a few, is the right move for me right now in my career. This is why loyalty, you shouldn't look at it from the lens of, he's proper Chelsea. No, of course not. Of course not. He's admitted it himself. He's going to do what's best for Mason Mount. That's what I expected. This is why I'm not going crazy. Or, what? Mount United? What? I'm not. Because that's the reality of the modern day footballer. And I don't blame him. But this is where I'm disappointed. For someone that's meant to have been at the club since he was 8, right? I expected more from the heart. This was read off a script. It looked soulless. It looked plain. It looked dead. It looked like he was forced to read something off a piece of paper. For someone that came from the club since 8, right? Who's been at the club since 8. Someone who's gone through the ranks. Someone who made it public that this was his dream. To the point where the fans made a banner for you saying, Mason Mount, the boy that had a dream. Because he made it. There's not one mention of that dream in this goodbye video. Not one. I expected that. What I expected, instead of something being written on a piece of paper, which again is 50-50, it's half right and half wrong as far as I'm concerned, as I said, because some people like to read, no problem. But for someone that's been at the club for that long, you shouldn't need a piece of paper. You shouldn't. Everything should be here. You should be able to come on and be like, yeah, okay, guys, look, it's sad. It's come to this. I feel terrible. This isn't what I wanted to happen. But it is what it is. That's the reality of life. It can happen, but I will forever cherish these moments that we've shared. It's been my dream to play for this club. It's been my dream to accomplish what I've accomplished at this club. You guys have meant the world to me. I want to thank everyone that has been associated with my growth at this club. From this guy to this guy to this guy to the fans. You guys have been behind me no matter what. We've cherished so many moments. I will never forget them. You're forever in my heart. This is the club I've wanted to play at and accomplish at. And I can safely say I've done that. Thank you all so much. You made it happen. And best of luck to all of you. You will forever be in my heart. Something like that. How hard is that? That came from the heart. I didn't need a piece of paper. If I was a player, that's exactly what I'd be saying. If I was in Mount's situation, that's exactly what I'd be saying. That's not what he said. I felt more connection with Loftus-Cheek's written word and his video packages showing his entire highlights at Chelsea than this. Anyway, that's why I'm saying I'm still disappointed. I'm disappointed. I expected more. But, look, we move. Chelsea will be fine. Trust me. Chelsea will be fine. Players that want to be here will be here. Players that do not want to be here don't need to be here. We're not going to force anyone to stay. This is exactly what Poch said in his interview. Anyone that wants to move on, the door is there. You're free. Go. We're not going to stop you. You're here. You want to play your part? Not a problem. Right? We do this, but you do it properly. You don't want to be here? I'm not stopping you. Go. See you later. But I'm not going to hold myself back for you. Simple. So, Mason Mount has made a choice. Good luck to him. As I've said though, and I'll say this time and time again, I'm not scared. People are worried of what Mount will do at United. I'm not scared. The same way, I'm not scared of what Havertz is going to do at Arsenal. I'm not scared. If anything, I feel more optimistic about what we're starting to cook compared to what those guys will do at their respective clubs. So we will see. But again, when the time comes and it's official, we will, of course, thank Mason for his contribution and what he's done and what he's accomplished. He did, alongside Kai Havertz, help us to accomplish something that we will forever remember. Have to say that. But apart from that, listen, he wants to go, you're free. Thank you. But one thing we got to mention as well, this video was done weeks ago. So for everyone that was like, oh no, but he wants to stay. He had this ready. The drafts were there. This hairstyle was from his holiday in June. There's a picture on his own Instagram from the 11th of June of him in this dyed hair. The 11th of June. It's the 4th of July. That was 3 weeks ago. That was 3 weeks ago. He arrived at Carrington yesterday with brown hair. You see what I mean? Do you see how footballers work? There you are. Don't expect the loyalty. That's it. That's my key message to you guys is please don't disappoint yourselves. Don't get to the point where you're like, oh my God, no, he broke my heart. No one's breaking anyone's hearts anymore. Nah, not happening. Not happening. But as I've said, be fair. When you notice that rare gem who is loyal, make sure you know. Apart from that though, nah, it's not everyone. Now, Man United will announce it very, very imminently. Here's the latest from Fabrizio. Manchester United will unveil Mason Mount as a new signing on Wednesday morning. Mount said goodbye to Chelsea fans as expected, then will be announced as new Manchester United player tomorrow. So there we are. We move. One person that did surprise me in relation to all of this was actually, funnily enough, this guy. Rory Jennings reading a script and listing all the reasons why you shouldn't leave Chelsea. Can't believe how misguided Mason Mount is with this weird self-indulgent video. That is the last person on earth I would have... Actually, no, not the last person on earth. Second to last person on earth that I would have expected to go in on Mason Mount for that video. The least likely person on earth to be able to do that is where a certain amount of minerals are located. But apart from that, I didn't expect Rory to come out. I didn't expect Rory to come out and say this. And to be honest, look, I can't disagree with him on this. I can't. I absolutely can't. As I've said, I'm disappointed in terms of what I expected for someone who's been at the club for that long. And for someone of his magnitude and who's meant to be proper Chelsea. Yeah, I expected more in a goodbye. But he does what he wants to do. He does what he wants. Simple as that. And we move. Chelsea will move. Now, talking about moving, let's get cracking in terms of possible incomings. And it's the latest on Caicedo. Moises Caicedo talks with Brighton are very positive. Chelsea want to reach a verbal agreement before official bid. Feeling is a bid will be tabled this week. Chelsea happy with Brighton's £85 million asking price, but talks over structure and instalments are key before a bid. This is going to get interesting. Felix also does come out and say apparently a tier 1 source out of Ecuador on Caicedo. As I said earlier today, and in the video, Chelsea are happy with the £85 million price tag, but verbal negotiations on the structure and instalments of the deal. It's from Diego Arcos from Ecuador, who are saying Chelsea have offered 75 million and 10. So 85 million isn't a problem, but it's all about the structure right now. And if this is the case, expect the deal to be done very, very soon. Very, very soon. And fingers crossed soon, because pre-season training has now started. It's begun. So let's hope we get him through the door. And this is what I'm saying. You get in a player like Caicedo, trust me, players like Mount, Havertz and whatnot, and we're not done. We're still going to go for, let's say if we get Shirky or we get someone else in, we'll end up forgetting. We'll end up moving on like we always do. It is what it is. It's the reality of life. However, I do want to ask you before we proceed, let me know down in the comments what you think about this whole Mason Mount video. I want to get your opinions on that, so let me know down below. And Caicedo, look, my personal opinion, I reckon it'll be done this week. I reckon very, very, very soon. Next 48 hours, I think we'll be getting a done deal. My personal opinion, I think that's what will happen. So we'll wait and see. Let's move to the striker situation. What's kicking off over there? Here it is. From Felix, again, exclusive. Chelsea striker list has been cut down, and as of now, is Kolo Muani, Lautaro Martinez, and Dusan Vlahovic. Chelsea were quoted 180 million euros for Osimhen, so for now, he is off the list. Chelsea inquired again to Kolo Muani's agents, and Frankfurt have lowered asking price, now around 70 million euros plus add-ons, previously around 90. Bayern Munich very interested. Chelsea recently had positive conversations with Juventus over Vlahovic during talks over multiple players, not a concrete inquiry yet. An elite striker will be pushed later in the window, not now, and after Lukaku and Aubameyang wages are off the books. That makes sense. That makes complete sense. This is a position that's going to be very, very hard to retrieve, and these names that I just mentioned, you'd think who would be best? Kolo Muani, Lautaro Martinez, or Vlahovic? Some will definitely say Vlahovic. Some will say Martinez, but you'll get a lot that say no, he's not as good as people think. And some will say Muani because of the French connection, and that he's young. When you look at the profile, Kolo Muani, Nkunku, that could be club and country. With Mbappe, of course. So, because they're both French, they will have that link going on. I think for the French national team, that is the future. Giroud moves on, Benzema's already moved on and whatnot. Mbappe, Muani, Nkunku. That's probably where France are heading. So for Chelsea, it would be a wise move, definitely. But is he proven enough, Kolo Muani? Don't quite know what he's going to be offering in terms of the long haul. It's a risk. And we got to get it right. This is the problem. The striker situation, we have to get it spot on. If not, it's a problem. So let me know your thoughts. What striker would you prefer out of those three down below? Now, more on the outgoings. Here's the latest. From Simon Johnson, Callum HudsonAdoi has decided to leave Chelsea. Goes on to say, Fulham, AC Milan, Nottingham Forest and Crystal Palace are interested. Crystal Palace did actually make an attempt, I believe, today in terms of Callum HudsonAdoi to try and actually get this going. So, you know what's mad? This is where we talk about loyalty, right? And we talk about the hype that was generated when these academy players were being graduated, when these academy players were being brought through, and everyone, and at one point even me, everyone was saying, oh no, these are the guys, we're going to lead with these guys for the next 10 years. It was completely unrealistic. And why is it unrealistic? Because you can't force it. No matter where a player is from, the academy or from elsewhere. If the player is good enough, the player is good enough. Reece James has proven that. He's been the only one. HudsonAdoi, Loftus-Cheek, Mason Mount, Reece James, Tammy Abraham, Tomori, Chalobah, Gallagher, Billy Gilmore. We've had quite a few come through now, right? Let's be honest. We've had quite a few. Reece James is the only survivor. Some would say, obviously, Conor Gallagher, but Conor Gallagher hasn't sold any dreams yet. Mason Mount sold a dream at one point, let's be real. Even Tammy at one point. Tomori. Even HudsonAdoi at one point was selling dreams. He was linked with a £60 million move to Bayern Munich. Let's remember that. Conor Gallagher's not really sold us that dream yet, so we've already got doubts from day one. But all these academy players have either just dropped or they've left. Except for Reece. The one exception. Now, this fits exactly with what should be expected. Just because they're from the academy, don't force it. If they're good enough, they're good enough, they will show. If they're not good enough, they're not good enough. Even if they're from your academy, that does not mean you have a green pass straight into the first team. Why? Because you're not the only footballers on the flipping planet. There are players elsewhere that we can go and get tomorrow. Not a problem. Most of our successful players have come from elsewhere. JT is the exception. Where did Lampard come from? West Ham. Where did Drogba come from? Marseille. Where did Cech come from? In France, Rennes or Lens. One of them. But he came from France. Where did Ashley Cole come from? The red side of London. Arsenal. All these guys, where did they come from? Elsewhere. They turned into legends. Except for JT. And JT joined the academy at 14. So it's not exactly like we should just be going to the academy and going, yeah, we've got world-class talent here. They're going to turn into superstars. You're going to find the odd player here and there. And that's turned out to be Reece James, I believe. Everyone else? Not good enough. Not good enough. Got to stop forcing it. When it comes, let it come naturally. Now, talking about some of the players from the academy and whatnot and who could be leaving, check this out. Understand Newcastle recently inquired to Chelsea on Conor Gallagher, Trevor Chalobah and Marco Correa. Interest most strong for Gallagher, but Newcastle indicated they'd be willing to pay 25 to 30 million pounds for Correa. Atletico Madrid inquired again on Correa, but nothing concrete. We'll see how this one goes, because it does seem like there's strong links with Gallagher with Newcastle. Chalobah, Correa is being quoted, as it's said here, 25 to 30 million. That already gives an indication that we could be getting somewhere. Newcastle coming in and they want to bid 25 or 30 million, let them bid. Let's see what happens. I definitely know some of you won't be against that. Personally, I'm not fussed. I don't mind. 30 million is actually not that bad. We'd be getting a good chunk of what we paid for in the first place. Half, at least. So, we'll see. But honestly, the player out of all of them, Gallagher, I think, is the one that will generate most. Gallagher is, I think, the one that it's difficult. Because Chalobah, I think, will leave anyway. Correa, I think, could have one season under Poch, and we'll see. Same could be said for Gallagher, but I just believe technically Gallagher's just not it. That's my own honest opinion. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. But Newcastle coming in clutch, and I hope they take one or two of those lads. Not a problem. Talking about someone that's definitely not leaving, and rightfully so, Levi Colwell. Understand, despite being told Colwell is not for sale, Liverpool have spoken to Levi Colwell's camp again, stating even at a record price they would be interested. He's one reason why they haven't signed a centre-back. Liverpool also inquired to Chelsea directly. Chelsea reiterated he is not for sale and will offer him a long-term contract, but will have to be within new wage structure. Colwell will talk with Poch after under-21 Euros. Southgate told Levi he wants to start him at Euro 2024, but he has to be a regular starter this season. I think Levi Colwell will be getting game time. And as I've said, look, it shouldn't be just a given starter. Here you go. But there's a lot of hype, and I think Levi Colwell will prove in pre-season, and I think Poch will be impressed. So I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to happen with Levi Colwell. But again, I hope he proves himself properly the way he needs to. So let's wait and see what happens there. But I definitely reckon he's not going anywhere. No chance. Chelsea have been adamant he needs to stay. So he'll most certainly stay. Now, the players that have reported back to pre-season today has been the first day of pre-season, are Chilwell, Reece James, Ian Maatson, Correa, Bashir Humphries, Thiago Silva, Trevor Chalobah, Cesare Casadei, Andre Santos, Raheem Sterling all reported back to Cobham on Tuesday for the beginning of Chelsea pre-season. Included in that is Armando Broja, by the way, because he was pictured running about, and I'm shocked because I don't know how he's recovered from his injury this quick. So I'm glad. Thank God he's back. If he is back, great. Let's see if he can get some good time in pre-season. But all those players are back. More will join later. But yeah, hopefully this training is now going to get ruthless, and these boys are going to be put through their paces. Now, talking about one player that could actually link up with us, and not as a prospect, which is surprising. I thought this guy was a prospect. Turns out he's not. Understand, Matheus Franza is currently seen as a first-team player, not a lone player. Franza is seen as the fluid attacking midfielder right-wing profile in the first-team squad and will be assessed in pre-season if a deal is completed. Chelsea registered interest in Ryan Cherki during talks on Pulisic. So Franza, from Brazil, could be coming into the first-team squad. Not like Santos that will be sent out on loan. This guy could just be coming in. I have to say this. In terms of our scouting, I think we're actually scouting properly now. Thank God for that. It's been a while. Because we're plucking out all these talents from South America. And again, I think we're trying to take the Alvarez model, where Alvarez came from River Plate, City, boom, turned into a great second striker, not a problem. I think we're trying to take that approach. And it's correct. There are talented players that are undiscovered gems. Scouts need to get to work, and it looks like we have done, at least in Brazil anyway. Now we have to branch out and try and find others. So we'll see what happens. But this guy coming into the first team, see what he can do. Let's see what he can do. Let me know your thoughts down below if you know more about him and his capabilities. Now, Poch did have his first day yesterday, but today he did decide to hold a barbecue, or this was yesterday. Yesterday's barbecue at Cobham for all staff. football and non-footballing related staff at Cobham. Everyone invited to get to know Poch, his staff, and for everyone to know each other. Here it is. The photos of Pochettino and Chelsea's barbecue at Cobham on Monday. This was at literally by the training pitch. So where they train, literally as they walk off and where the journalists take the pictures of them walking on the green to the pitch, right there was where the barbecue was taking place. Apparently went really, really well. Everyone was pleased. Everyone got together, was very relaxed, very calm, very nice. And that's what you want to see. As a first impression, that's great to hear. They did get to work, and already Chelsea are looking to implement Poch's demands. This quick, here it is. Chelsea have now started the installation of cameras around Cobham, as per Pochettino's request during talks. Said that he wants cameras around the first team training ground, in and outside the building, so he can observe players' attitudes. This is a new approach. I'm all for it. I'm all for it. If Poch knows exactly what he's doing, which so far he seems like he does, knows exactly what he wants out of the players, knows exactly what he wants to see, give him all the cameras. Give him all the cameras. Give him all the cameras, because he's looking for certain detail. And if he notices it, for good or bad, he'll pluck it out. And that's going to help the team overall. So, let's see. Now, in terms of more of his demands, let's get into it. Ideally, Pochettino does not want to take any players who do not want to be at the club on Chelsea's pre-season tour of America. This could include Ziyech, Pulisic, Aubameyang and Lukaku, made up a bomb squad of players the club want to sell before next Wednesday. So, this is a scenario where I agree. Anyone that is not going to be here does not need to fly to the US. Do not interfere with us getting ready for the new season. Anyone that's going to be playing a part in that season needs to be in America with Chelsea. If not, go on loan, go and join another club, go on a permanent, just don't be here. Whether you're still at the club on loan or you've left. One or the other, you're not going on the plane to the States. Simple. So, unless if some players haven't done a loan deal yet and then eventually they do down the line, you can't take that away. But the players that are going to be permanently gone, you ain't going. So, I completely agree with Poche. We'll see what happens now. To end, I think we have a sponsor. Finally, we have a sponsor. Now, this caught me off guard. And it's nice to know Chelsea are doing their business silently for once. This will take you off guard as well if you haven't heard the news already. Leaked photos suggesting a potential partnership between Chelsea and Oman Air. There it is. It's the photo with Poch and I'm guessing that's someone from Oman Air. This is a significant sponsor. You can even see behind Poch the board of Chelsea Football Club with the badge alongside Oman Air badges. That means this is the main shirt sponsor. It has to be. It's the main shirt sponsor. Oman Air. I'm cool with that. Man City have Etihad. We used to have Fly Emirates. Arsenal have Fly Emirates. Cool, no problem. We'll take the next Arab country that's around there. Oman. We'll take their airline carrier. Not a problem. Oman Air. Look, this is going to trigger a few people just because it's Arab money. I'm all for it. Let people get triggered. If this is going to get people triggered, I'm all for this sponsorship. Not a problem. And I think it will be a significant sponsorship because they're not poor. So that's the whole point of a sponsorship. You want to get as much as possible. Oman Air. Bring it on. And it's not, ludicrous. It's not crazy. It's not one of those baffling sponsorships where you're like, what? It's an airline carrier. And a good one. So, fair play. That could be our shirt sponsor. We'll get confirmation very, very shortly. Now, to end, one little dig before we hit the half an hour mark and we'll call it a day is this. Chelsea and Tottenham love sharing managers. That's Mourinho at Chelsea, where he ended up winning 8 trophies total, 3 league titles, 2 League Cups, 1 FA Cup, Community Shields, all sorts. Conte, Premier League winner, FA Cup winner. Poch, yet to win. But, this is them at Tottenham. Jose got sacked before he was about to play a final. which was stupid from Daniel Levy. Conte won absolutely nothing, left by going crazy on a mad run that no one will forget. And Poch, Champions League final with Tottenham. So we go back to here. What will Poch do at Chelsea? Will he join this lineage of success, just like the other two that couldn't do it at Spurs? I think so. I think so. I think so. I think so. Let's wait and see. Let's wait and see. Everything's set up for him. Let's show Tottenham how it's done. Once again. Yeah? You take our managers, you fail. We'll take yours, we'll succeed. We'll succeed. So, let's wait and see how it's all going to go down. Let me know your thoughts down below in relation to everything that I've discussed today. It's a long one today, as I've said, because it's just the one video. This is why I split them into two. There's too much to talk about. I'll be here forever. So 2 videos in a day gets everyone exactly what they need in a timely manner and in a very compact manner. Nice bite-sized moments that we can get through quickly. So make sure you guys are here tomorrow for the double upload, and I will see all of you then. Thank you very much for watching. Hit that subscribe button if you are new. Hit the notification bell to be notified once I've uploaded. Smash the like button if you've enjoyed this. I'll see you tomorrow, people. Have a good one. See you later. Take care and peace.